Hi, I'm Marie Carr with PwC, and we're here to discuss our new paper on the future of insurance. We call it Next in 2030. We wanted to bring together some colleagues and some subject matter experts to even debate it and push back a little bit. I'm joined today by Joe Calandro, one of my esteemed colleagues who understands risk and insurance and all factors related to how we make money in this industry. And he's joined by one of his dear friends and subject matter experts in the field. And we're going to talk about Insurance 2030.
It's my pleasure to introduce our guest today, Kim Holmes, who is the Chief Actuary of Liberty Mutual's Global Risk Solutions Division. She was a very early adopter of the use of innovative analytics in the insurance, commercial, and specialty space. So relative to your background, the topic of innovation gets a great deal of attention in the insurance industry, as it does in other industries. However, in many cases, innovation is really rarely addressed analytically, even though that proved incredibly popular in the best-selling book Moneyball and the movie of the same name. Why do you think that this is the case or is not the case, and do you see it changing in the commercial specialty space by the year 2030?
So I do think that there has been a lot of successful innovation and progress in advanced analytics for the specialty commercial business. It's not universal yet. So when I started in this area 13 years ago at Excel to start up their advanced analytics function, it was done very rarely especially in commercial space, right? The things I learned along the way were super interesting, getting to the point about what innovation is happening and not, right? You've heard me say many times, the math is easy, it's people that are hard, right? So I knew to win people over and get support, I had to somehow develop models that were, creating measurable business value as quickly as possible, because once that happened, it would all sell itself, right? And I had lots of skeptics along the way, but my strategy turned out to work. That we did get models in production in about 2.5 years, and they measured at a very significant measurable value, and that just stoked a lot of interest. And it allowed us to move beyond just the basic GLM type of advanced analytics. Because once we did that and we became a profit center we generated so much business value by year 5, we were getting investments in abilities to bring in new data sources, new technologies, increase the staff count, et cetera. Why it hasn't been widespread. And so I tell you a lot of the questions I used to get early on, which were things like, well, what do we do if the model's wrong? Well, of course the model's going to be wrong sometimes, right? What we're striving for is incremental improvement. I don't need the model to be perfect. I just need it to be better than what we were doing before. I used to, have an analogy. I don't need a Ferrari, right? If we're currently driving a Volkswagen, a nice Honda will do. And over time we might get to Ferrari, but let's make sure we get the adoption. We move quickly, et cetera. So we were able to do that. I had the opportunity about 10 years ago I had breakfast with Billy Bean, and he talks a lot about the human part of it, and that's the hard part. And
that's right.
He said to me when I asked him about what gave him the fortitude to see it through when he had so much resistance, and he said I have a pot of money and I knew I couldn't get a nickel more. So if I played the game the same way as everybody else, I knew I'd lose. So my biggest risk was doing nothing. And I think that's profound, right?
And I also think that was the innovation. Sabermetrics had been around for decades, and it was there and no one was using it.
Yes.
It's what he did with it and how he deployed it. Exactly. That was the key innovation that made the A's and made Moneyball.
That what I've been doing for the last 13 years, human judgment, decisions uninformed by analytics, right?
That's much like casualty underwriting today.
And that's exactly what I was about to say. Most like specialty underwriting today. When there's an inefficiency in the market like that, that's a huge opportunity for the first mover, right? You get a huge advantage because when you're arbitraging an inefficient market by using data and analytics and using them in the right way, you're going to outperform. The whole industry is a zero-sum game. So as your results get better, others are going to get worse, and they're not going to know why. And so I've seen that work. I understand what the inefficiencies are. I'm not going to give away my secret sauce, but
Yeah, no.
that the biggest risk is doing nothing.